As topics evolve, one of the things that was brought to my attention is our local provider for electricity has asked, well, are you a customer of ours? Well, quite honestly, I think that's kind of an ironic question to ask, just for the fact that they are the only people who have a monopoly on the business. And I says, well, what are my other choices? And I says, well, are you having a choice of solar? Well, as you can see, I have a booth across from me. It is booming with people of interest for solar panels. They actually are one of the leading solar systems and solar providers in Tennessee and taking over the Southeast. So I think as we continue on with today's podcast, we're going to have to get a closer look and talk to them about the magic behind their business and know that we do have more than one choice of our local choices. All right, I'll see you on the other side. Hi, it's Angela DeYoung of Designs by DeYoung, and I'm sitting here with Steve Johnson, founder of LightWave Solar, here at the Earth Day Festival. And thank you so much for sitting and doing this podcast with me today.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that with the new green momentum that we're seeing being talked about in home improvement, it's very important to educate people on the process of their alternatives and some of their choices. And you happen to be in solar energy. And I was wondering if you could share with us why the solar option really is an affordable way to be projecting into your planning and building.
Well, there's several reasons to do solar. Of course, environmental aspects is a big part of it. But as far as the affordability, which is obviously another important part, prices have been falling for solar, and they've come down quite a bit over the last year. When I started doing it, it was around $9 a watt installed price, and now it's more down around the $6 range. Those are rough prices depending on the system, so it's fallen about 50%, or from 9 to 6, up by a third.
Yeah.
And in a short period of time, so that's a significant price reduction. And then at the same time, efficiency is rising. So price is falling, efficiency is rising, and when solar electricity becomes at the same price as conventional electricity, which is for the most part coal-generated electricity, that's called grid parity. And we're a ways away from that right now, but nonetheless, solar, with the incentives we have, which is basically a 30% tax credit, and the Generation Partners program, which pays you your base rate plus 12 cents for all your solar, to buy all your solar generation. It's metered right off the inverter. You can get a 5 to 6% return on your investment. And we're talking to people that they think that's a pretty good return. They've been earned in the stock market over the last few years, like almost everyone has.
Right.
Maybe the residential market, their residential properties decline. And so the thing about solar, it's a very conservative investment. It's like almost like a bond. It's slow, but it's steady. You're going to get that 5% of return on your equity after the incentives. And so how that would work basically is, say you had a $20,000 solar system, you get a $6,000 tax credit, and then your utility would give you $1,000 when you hook it up. So you're getting $7,000 back of the $20,000. And then the remainder, you're generating your electricity. And so it's how long that takes to return that money to you. But
I was just going to say, one point that you made was the equity. And the equity, if I'm understanding correctly, is the equipment, is what you're referring to as the equity.
Yeah, the solar panels, the inverter, and the other gear, the other minor gear that goes along with it. So the solar panels have a 25-year warranty, and they're going to last about 50 years. We have panels that are working now that have been up for 35 years. And there've been studies done, we expect them to last 50 years because they're made so well. So the point being that you're not just owning a piece of paper or a stock option or something that Wall Street controls. you're owning a real piece of equipment that you own. You know,
and you're literally getting off the grid.
And yeah, well, no, you're not actually getting off it, but you're displacing the electricity you use with clean power. Because you're still connected with most solar. You're still connected with the grid.
Okay.
And that's a good thing because it's like interdependence. And so that way you have solar at night. You have solar when it's. I mean, you have electricity at night. You have electricity when it's raining. Like today, we had a nice sunny day, so I was generating a lot more than I use at home all day. Then when I get home tonight, I'll have a surplus on my bill, and I will use that credit tonight. I won't even use all of it, so I'll have a surplus left tomorrow. So that's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
But so you're buying equipment. The fuel is free. There's no fuel cost. So it's also a hedge against future fuel increases. Like as coal goes up, as uranium gets more scarce, these are natural gas, say, or diesel. These other fuels are commodities, and they're driven by the market, so they can go up and be kind of volatile. The sunshine is the fuel, and the sunshine is free. You know? I don't say solar is free because you got to buy the equipment,
Right.
but the fuel is free, and the equipment you have an equity investment there, and so you're adding to your property's value. Just like if you remodeled your kitchen or added on a deck or something. So then if you sell that property, you have a house, say, without an electric bill. That's an interesting feature that some people would like that. And not only does it not have an electric bill, it's producing environmentally friendly electricity and clean electricity. So that's a big plus to the people that are interested, which is going to be more and more people.
It is going to be more and more people because this is the future. I mean, we're living the future, and you're adding to the future through your solar products that you have to offer. And I really thank you so much for sharing with us today and giving us some insight on how to be thinking about solar energy and maybe even consider incorporating it into your lifestyle or your new construction of your home, your business, or even your new remodel of your new home. Yeah, this was great. So thank you.
Thanks a lot for inviting me to sit down.
Yeah.
You have to get one of our Solar is Future stickers.
Okay.
Did you see him over there?
Good. No. But I will.
Okay.
I will. But again, thank you.
All right, thanks.